Welcome to the Love Kanika podcast. My name is Kanika,
My name is Vanita.
and we are back for another show.
On y'all Valentine's Day on top of that. Boy, we doing big things popping.
Okay. Valentine's Day edition.
Yes,
Valentine's Day
yes,
edition.
yes. Yes, yes.
Happy Valentine's
Love
Day
in
to
the
you.
air to y'all.
It is. Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Same to you.
So I got my Valentine's Day pink on.
I see, I see. I went with white today. We gonna just white it out, white it out today.
Well, welcome to the Love Connect podcast. If you are new, which you may be because we've been doing this show for only maybe about 2 years now, so
Yeah.
you might be new, but welcome. Hello, how are you?
Hi, ladies. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes,
Yes,
we can hear you
we
really
can.
clear. Just doing our
All right.
introduction, but thanks for joining. If you're new to the channel, if you don't mind subscribing and liking the video, because we're trying to get thrown into the algorithm because we're quite new. So we would appreciate all the support that you can give. We do this show usually on Wednesdays around 6. So we will be happy for you to join us
Definitely.
whenever you can. Okay, tonight we are going to talk about online dating versus the old fashioned way and which one we think is better. And also some do's and don'ts if you are going to decide to do online dating. Some things we've seen. As you see, we have a special guest joining us, Davey. He's going to give a male perspective of the online dating experience. And we're just going to chop it up and see which route we think is the best way to go if you want to meet someone in 2024, because dating in 2024 is quite different than it was in 1999.
Very true.
the
Very true.
invention the invention of the internet has just changed the game on a whole different level, and I don't know if it's good or bad, but we're going to talk about it tonight. Okay, so Vanita, I'll start off with Vanita. How has your online first of all, have you dated online? And second of all, how has your online dating experience been?
I have. I've dated online several different times, several different apps from POF to Black People Meet to Facebook dating to Bumble. So several different ones.
Okay, okay. And what has the experience been like for you?
It's a toss up. I can give you goods and bads to it. I have friends that I still talk to this day,
Right, okay.
from online dating. So again, pros and cons. To me, no different than meeting somebody in a grocery store or meeting someone in a club.
You feel like you get the same experience, kind of?
For the most part, you just get a quicker majority of them. Like you get more people at one time. When you're in a grocery store, something like that, it's usually just one person that you're getting a number from, exchanging, talking. But as far as the experience of whether or not energy wise you guys mesh, or what they're looking for, what you're looking for, if those are on the same page, it's about the same to
Okay,
me.
okay. What about you, DV? How has your online? I can't wait to hear this because see, we don't see the side that you see. First of all, have you dated
That's true.
online? And if so, what sites have you actually dated on?
Yeah, so I have dated online. I'm currently
Okay.
dating online. Um, and my main site has been Bumble. That's the one I found is more more connection.
Okay.
Um, I didn't do Tinder because I heard from Tinder that's not the way I
I
wanted
heard
to go.
I heard that.
POS tried that. It wasn't user friendly. And so that's kind of why it landed for me for Bumble. It was just more user friendly. It seemed a little bit more real, more put together. At first, when it first came out, I don't know about now. It's a little It's a little suspect now though. So
Oh, it's a difference to it. Okay, because this is my first time on Bumble. But
yeah,
you're
so
saying you over the years it has changed.
it has changed because of the popularity of it. It's gotten more popular. So with
Oh,
the
okay.
popularity of it, more people getting on it. You have wannabe celebrities. You have, secret celebrities. You have scammers. You have, I mean, you got a array of people on there. You have bots, like robots.
Oh,
People from all over the world now. So
okay.
it's changed dramatically.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay. So let me ask you something, DV. From a male's perspective, can you tell? And I say that because it's always good to me and Vanita can get up here and we can only give so much because if we
Hmm.
decide to do online dating, we're only seeing the the men and what the men are doing and saying and how they're what they're presenting on their profile. Tell us a little bit about what you see we're doing or saying, and the impression that you get from us women
Well,
as we. Because I think it's Bumble. We have to speak to you first, and then the chat can go from there. But the men can't send us. They can think they can swipe or something, but they can't say anything. So, what are you seeing on your end from us ladies?
Yeah, and that's it's. I'm glad you asked. And first, I didn't even thank you for inviting me and having me on here, both of you. So I appreciate y'all having me on and getting a male perspective on it. And
thank you for coming on, because not a lot of people be willing to come on. So thank you for
Yeah,
coming on.
we
yeah, and it
appreciate
was real quick too, because like as y'all can see, I'm in my little compartment here. I'm on the road,
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm normally not like this, but when Kanika said, "Hey, I would love for you to get on here," I was like, "Girl, I'm on. I'm here.
it.
That's what's up.
I'll give my point of view, and hopefully nobody's wanting to come after me afterwards. But I'm gonna tell it like it Ti is. But but
Appreciate
so from a male's perspective, like you say, Kanika, so the women do have to swipe on us. Well, it's a mutual swipe from what I understand, but the women do have to initiate the conversation. So they have to say hello first, and then we men can respond back or and whatever and continue the conversation. However, before that though, you asked what do we see, which is very
Yes.
interesting. And
Yes,
some
like
of the
what
things that
what's the impression you're getting from us?
Exactly.
so one, I didn't realize that the number of single women that are out here, that was kind of mind blowing and overwhelming.
Oh, wow.
So it can be overwhelming. So I can only imagine what it's like on the lady side and the number of guys, because I mean the number of women, it's crazy. I didn't think it was that many single women
Yeah.
available. Um, but some of the things that I'm seeing from the women, like I read profiles. I do have a criteria that I look for as a man for women. So I'm not looking at every single woman, but the ones that I do stop on, take a look at aesthetically, I have some things that I'm looking for. So when those ladies catch my attention, then I read the profiles and see what they're talking about. And you know, for the most part, my experience on Bumble has been great. I have no complaints. I think it's a great way to meet people, especially from a man meeting women, because it can be challenging for a man to meet a woman in person, with the weirdness and all this. And so what the online dating does, it allows you to conversate first to see if there's even a connection.
Yeah.
And then once that connection is made, then you have the option to use the phone or video features that they have. So then you get this one, make sure that you're actually talking to a real person
Yeah.
and that person looks like their photos.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I've
Uh-oh.
heard
I want to
that.
talk about I want to talk about that. But go ahead.
Yeah. So we'll put a pin in that part.
Yes.
Okay.
Um, and then so from there it allows you to kind of progress that whole connection if it's good or if it's not. Um, So you have that. So that dynamic, it makes it easier for me, especially, me being single, coming out of divorce and kids are grown and stuff. It makes it easier for me. I'm always traveling. Either I'm traveling for work or I'm traveling for pleasure. So that makes it easier for me. I do see a lot of women put on, hey, I need to get out here now because none of the guys in Publix are talking to me. So I thought to myself, well, ladies, if y'all expecting a guy to come up and talk to you in Publix, in this day and age and time, it ain't gonna happen.
Me and Vanita was just
I
talking
agree
about
with
this
that.
last night. We were just talking about this last night
Agree.
because she was saying how men are not approaching in public, in public
Mhm.
anymore.
Nope.
As a man, I'm a little bit more outgoing and a little bit more bold and confident.
Okay.
However, your average guy is not going to go up into a woman and approach her.
Hmm.
It's just it's probably not going to happen. So if
Why?
y'all ladies, well, like I say, it's weird. It's weird. It's uncomfortable, and mainly guys won't do it out of fear of rejection.
Hmm.
If you
Mhm.
reject me in public,
You
and it's
said
in
that.
Publix, the likelihood, the way I think about it is, I'm gonna be in Publix again at some point, and I might see you again.
I'll run
And if
across
I
Oh,
you.
see you
Okay.
again, you rejected me. That's not good. That's not
Okay.
comfortable. And guys just don't like rejection from women. Period. So we just
yeah,
don't.
yeah, yeah.
So we
Okay.
just
Okay,
don't. Yeah.
okay.
Uh, some of the interesting things that I see that women write, it's uh, uh, it's almost as if they're not even talking to men. I'll be honest with
What do you mean?
What do you mean by that?
you. So for instance, first of all, it says the about me. That's what it says. That's what you're supposed to put in there
It
first.
does.
About
Yeah, the
me,
profile. Mm-hmm.
right?
That's true.
So you're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to say something maybe catchy, something that gives us a little bit details about you, and that would make us even more interested in you outside of your photos.
Yes.
So women start talking about, well, I have my own this, I have my own that, I have 600 degrees to my name and all these things, and then they get into uh, the do's and the don'ts in the about me, and you only have but so much character so that you can write. So it's flooded with, if you don't know what you are looking for, don't swipe on me. And it's like, that tells me nothing about you.
Mm.
So I'm here to see if you're even a candidate for me to waste my time and energy in having a conversation. So why don't just put something positive? Forget, you're gonna get negative people coming to you regardless. So why waste your time writing that you what something about somebody being negative?
Leave your trauma out of your bite. Leave your trauma out of about me.
Right, leave it out. So whatever past experience you've had, either a previous relationship, a previous connection, your previous marriage, whatever, I didn't do anything to you. I'm the new guy. Maybe I'm the fresh guy. Maybe I can bring something better.
Yeah.
But if you got this stuff in here, I'm looking at it like, oh, she's crazy. Nope, I
Mm.
ain't doing that. Nope. I don't care how fine she is. She fine. Well, I might pause a little bit, but then no, it ain't worth it. I'll find another fine one.
Okay. Okay, ladies, leave your trauma at home, not in your profile. Okay.
Leave the drama with your mama. No, not on Bumble. I should
Right.
quote that. Leave your drama to your mama, not on Bumble. There we
I,
go.
and you know what's funny? Women perceive women perceive by saying things like this, it's gonna weed out the men who they think are just playing games or don't want nothing serious, but it don't, because they can read that and still pretend that they're not playing games or pretend like they want something serious. What he's saying is, leave, even if you feel this way. And I've always said this about women and oh, I don't, you know, if you on here and you ain't trying to get married, da 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 da, like that negative slant when some, because even on the female side, when men get into these long dissertations about, what they exes did and all of this shit, I'd be like, oh no. No, 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 no. He's a little bit bitter. He ain't got over the divorce. Like,
Hmm.
even if he's fine, I'd be like, no. So I'm just like you, because I don't want to. At this juncture, don't want to have to come into something new and then have to deal with your past because you're still feeling some type of way about that. And also, you would want to put your best foot forward because men like DV, he got the ones that you probably would want to date, ladies, the ones who are like financially stable, handsome, he's tall like him. They're not gonna want to deal with it. They'll swipe past you. So it's probably best to just kind of leave that negative experience that you had on the app or in life, leave it out of your bio, is what he
I
said.
would say that for the men and the women because men do it as well, like you just said. And we get a lot of upsetness on our side, and it's like just be light and say exactly what it is that you're looking for or what you want, and let's leave it at that and move forward. Like we make it to me more harder than it needs to be.
I think people are not even thinking about that. Okay, it's probably better to be light and airy
They're
instead of
frustrated though. Definitely the women
they're
are frustrated,
frustrated.
so
They're
that's where it's
frustrated.
coming from.
They're frustrated.
They
Which
feel
but
like they're getting false information regardless of what, because even if their profile says something positive, they're not stating exactly what they truly want. And that's where the frustration is coming in at, because they're going into it thinking, okay, I can get to know him. I can find out what's really going on with him. We can have some fun. I truly believe that's what women are thinking.
yes.
Um, and in that, they're not saying, um, we just want to have sex. When you can just simply say that in your profile, because I've seen several of them say just that in a profile, and then you decide if you want to swipe left or right.
So you're saying that men are not saying upfront what their real intention is?
No, I
Let me ask
perceive
you,
that they're
Vanita,
not totally being honest. Yes,
why do you believe that we men are not we won't put our real intentions on there?
some do. Some state exactly what it is.
Yeah, but
A
the ones
lot
that
do
don't,
not,
why do you think they don't?
because they're not going to get what they want in their mind. But if there is a ton of us out here and some are saying that they want that, then there is a, a bucket of individuals that will cater to your needs. Because even with me saying that they're not saying on their app that they want sex, a lot of men are coming back saying women are literally saying on the app that they just want sex. So why not just flock to those group of females that want exactly what you want?
Well, it's a challenge to flock to those group of females because you just don't know what you're going to get. And to be honest with you, if a woman
Wait,
said
hold
in her
on real
profile,
quick. Dad,
mhm,
what do you mean by that? You don't know what you're
like
going to get. What do
you
you
don't
mean
know
by
what
that?
you're going to get. Like you can't say, okay, you can't narrow it down to say, okay, the women who just in the sex category or women who want relationships and marriage. Like even though you
Hmm.
can say on there, you want relationship, you want marriage, you want I don't know, you want
Hmm.
like you can say these different things, but how to only get those people that doesn't happen on the app. So you just get an array of people and you have to go through
Well, that's true. You
and
can't
read them.
single it down in
Yes,
Bumble. You definitely cannot single it down in Bumble. You
correct.
can do it more so on some of the other apps. So I agree on Bumble on what you're saying.
Yes.
It's harder. You got to swipe left probably a whole lot more before you get to the individuals that are in
Yeah.
that bucket. So I do agree with you on that part of it.
Yeah.
But I just think across the board, all of us need to be transparent about what you really, really are trying to do on the app. Now, mind you, it's a given that most men want sex, period, point blank. We get that. What I don't think that men realize is just like y'all do, we look at y'all the same exact way y'all look at us. When y'all sizing us up and trying to see whether or not she's your type and she's this and that, we're doing the exact same thing to y'all from head to toe. And
Of
men don't
course.
perceive that that's happening.
I would say
I've heard
most
it
men.
many a times. But you
Well,
tell
I
me
would.
if you feel like it's something different.
Yeah, I would say this. You're correct in if the man is not being genuine. See, the problem, and I get on men about this, is
Okay.
we're not genuine and transparent to women to allow women to really make an informed decision if I'm the guy she wants to invest time and energy into. Now, I understand. I know and understand why guys don't. So I'm not gonna sit on here and be like, "Oh, I don't know why men don't do that, and or men
Hmm.
are bad for that." No, I know exactly why we don't. We typically don't do it. I'm not one
Why
of those
is it?
guys. Can you, like what?
No,
Can you say
no,
why?
you're definitely. Oh, hold on. I guess she feels like I was saying that yeah, men aren't being transparent, but men would be probably surprised at how many women be like, you know what? I think you sexy. Let's just go on and do this sex thing.
Exactly.
I
It's a ton of women that will say that. And I know women that have literally laid it out on the platter for the guy. Like, yo, this is,
I can agree to that, and I know
and
I've
he was
experienced that.
like, from my understanding from her, he was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Well, like, hold on. So it was like, but didn't you say that's what you wanted? So well, I
But it's
don't,
just
what?
different. It's just different, ladies, though. So I agree with both of you in what you're saying, and that is true. And I'm more transparent. I'm just transparent in mine. Um,
Well, we
and
thank you for
eh,
that. I hope your brethren after this catches on to the same thing.
hey, if they
Go
knew what
ahead.
I knew, if they knew what I know, they would. But there's a way to do it, and
Hmm.
then you also have to have some qualities. Like you can't just be a big fat dude on there talking about, oh, I just want to hit that and quit it. Like you can't be on there like that, right?
Yeah.
It's some on there just to let you know. I
I
know
know.
you don't see our side, but
I'm
it
sure.
is.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Just like there's these big women on here
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about
sure.
what I deserve and what I'm supposed to have this gorgeous
That's
man and
true.
stuff. And I'm like, no,
That's
you
true.
don't. But anyway, um, you're correct, Vanita. I agree with you. Men should be more transparent. Uh, but I know the reason why they're less likely to do that is want to
Hmm.
go back to the rejection, and then if you do find that woman and she's so willingly to do it, there's a
Hmm.
little bit of a hesitation, right? So
Why?
though guys, so guys, we want that, but we don't want it like we want it somewhat easy. We just don't want it spilling like over to us like so
But what
like
does that
dang, like
mean to
dropping
you
in his.
guys? What
It
What does that
means
mean
there's
to you
something
guys?
to most men
Uh huh.
because there are going to be some guys who will jump at that opportunity because they don't get that opportunity that often.
Okay.
But for the guys who will probably get it more often, it would cause you to be hesitant.
Mm.
And because there is still part of like we want to chase, like we don't want to marathon after you. So this whole Steve Harvey 6 month thing, I'm out. But give me a little bit of chase, like give me a little bit of chase.
Hmm.
Give me something to be intrigued about, like and say, wow, well I think it's more for me, and I think more men. We still want classy, feminine women, right? That say, hey, pursue me, come after me, like like natural, like the natural state. But
Okay.
but the men's if it's too easy, like you don't like we don't applaud stuff that comes easy.
Mm.
No one gives applause. So I say to women, I say women, it's easy for you all to get men. Yeah, like I hear women say, "Oh, I can get a man." I'm like, "Yeah, you can. It's easy for you to get a man. Your problem is keeping a man because that's your thing. Because it's easy to get a man because y'all get attention all day. You can go outside and say, "Hey, who wants this?" And 100 guys will run to you.
That's true.
They ain't turning that down, especially if you're aesthetically, put together, right?
Right.
Hmm.
But but those men, but they don't appreciate that though. It's like, all right, if I can get it, that was just too easy. Like something is wrong
So you
because
want
if I can get
you
it easy, somebody else can get it easy too,
so
easily.
y'all want the sex, but then you want it feels like an ego stroke to me. You want the validation that you had to work for it, but then at the same time, you want the sex. It's a lot going on in y'all heads.
Think
Sheesh.
about this. I'm gonna put it to you this way, Vanita. Help. Maybe this will help you understand.
Okay.
Okay. You ever play sports?
Yes, I did. Basketball.
Okay. You play. Okay, basketball. We're gonna
Hmm.
have to one-on-one. We'll see what you got. Anyway, um, okay. You play basketball, right?
Okay,
Was
yes.
it better for you when you just dominated somebody? It was so easy, or was it a better when you won and that person gave you a challenge? It was a challenge, but you still came out victorious on it.
The
Which one
challenge
gave you a
is
better
better.
feeling?
I mean, doing
That's
it in that
that
analogy, the challenge is better.
that's what it is with us
It
with women.
is. Hmm.
Well, let me ask,
You still want to win, and getting the sex is winning. But if it's easy, if it was an easy win, you're like,
But y'all, okay, so let me. I, I have a question.
well, come on,
So
come on, bring
this
it, Vanita.
this, this sex thing for y'all, I'm like, a hole is a hole, and the wetness is the wetness. Like I'm trying to understand what makes Lucy different from Kim. What makes Lucy different from Kim?
she's like, why? The question, just not from Vanita, but from, I think, millions of women across the planet. Why is it that men seem to not be satisfied with the pussy they got at home? Like,
Yeah, or
or
whatever chick you've been smashing for a while, because you guys always have one in your back pocket.
always,
Yeah,
Always.
always. What is
right.
it about men that they have to experience? Because isn't it kind of all the feels the same? That's what we don't really understand.
Just
Okay.
don't
All
get it.
right. All right. Here we go. Y'all buckle in. Buckle in. Let's
Okay,
do it.
because I
Let's do it.
just
I
don't
like this
get it.
question. Okay. All right. So first of all, we have to go to the way that men were designed. The way if we look at the way women were designed, and I'm talking about from the creator, how we were created individually, right? So the way women were wired and way men were wired is completely different. So I understand you guys' question because you can't figure it out because you're like, I don't feel that way and I don't see it that way and then don't think that way, right? But we see it
Yes.
differently. And so first of all, it's biology. It's the way we were built and designed. And so the reason you say, okay, we can have pussy here, and that could
Mm-hmm.
be the main pussy, but we want a slew of pussy. So
Mm-hmm.
it's because we were designed to go after quantity when we're dating. Our men's dating strategy, the way we were built and designed, is to go after a number of women, the quantity. And when I say the way we were even designed, when you think about how many sperms we even produce, right? It's not designed for just one woman. If you just think about, if we just go by how many sperms a man can produce, it's not designed for one woman.
But yet we're designed to produce a whole bunch of eggs, and we don't have an issue
Really? Okay,
with
really?
it.
Okay.
I mean,
How
we
many egg?
do.
I get it. But how many eggs can you fertilize and bring forth to birth in a year?
One,
I
one, right?
How many did you
No,
say, Vanita?
you can have more than, because if you get pregnant, I mean, it's one egg, but you can have several
We're
sperm
not
in
talking
it,
about.
which is
We're
you
not
getting.
talking about.
Okay,
We're not
so
talking about twins and like. I'm talking
because
about
that's where I
how
was
many.
going with it. But go
Okay,
ahead. Yeah,
okay,
it one.
but
It would be one.
okay. And even if you start saying twins and triplets and all these numbers, and you start getting into puppies numbers and stuff like that, that's not a normal thing. That's an anomaly. That's
Yes.
That's
not
true.
what
That's true. It's
typically
not
happens.
happens on a
Okay,
constant
so
basis. True.
typically on a normal basis, how many
Hmm.
times can a woman give birth in a year?
Once.
Just once.
Once. Okay.
Hmm.
And how long can she do that for? From the time that she has her first cycle up until what point is that time frame for her to bring forth life?
It's 9 months.
Usually about she can go up to age 50.
Oh, you're saying age wise? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, for how long can how what is the window that you women have to bring forth life?
Usually from 12, age 12 to about 50.
Okay. Now we
Yeah.
look
Mm,
at and we say in today's society we say 12 that is crazy, that's illegal and all that kind of stuff.
mm-hmm.
So let's go with the legal age, at least start with 18.
Okay,
Let's
Okay.
yes.
say at least with 18, right?
Okay.
Now, because you can have, people, women that can have babies at 16. We've had that and all this stuff. But let's just at least start with 18. So from 18, so we're
Mm-hmm.
saying that she's a responsible woman at 18 up until what's before you start having complications and then the likelihood of you not giving birth.
Complications are hit at like
Yeah. They hit at
40,
40.
between 40 and
Uh-huh.
45, somewhere
Yep.
around there.
Yeah.
So the medical science says at 37, that's when you're dealing with um, what's the term? I just had it.
Clamp.
No, geriatric,
You're dealing
No,
with pregnancy. It's
geriatric
pregnancy. Yes.
yeah.
pregnancy, a geriatric
Hmm.
pregnancy,
Yes.
meaning
Yes.
the likelihood of you bringing this to term
Baby to
is
full
small.
term. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what I'm gonna bring this on. So all I'm saying is, women were designed to really bring forth life one time in a year, and you only have a small window to do it. So because we're talking about from 18 to 37, in a lifespan, that's a small window,
I
right?
mean, that's
To
true.
Yes.
That's
produce life.
only
Okay.
what?
But
Oh, go ahead.
okay. But for a man, so when a boy start when a boy hits puberty and he can start producing sperm. So let's take the same scenario. We're gonna get him up until 18, but he can
Okay.
actually start sooner too
Mm-hmm.
with no problems. And but he can go. What is it? What is his window? What would be my window if I started at 18? What is my window to produce life?
You
And
can
how
have
many
a
times?
ton of them. I mean, you can
And
have a ton of them, really. A
yeah.
whole bunch of them. That's
So
true.
Don't
if we just
ever really.
if we just stick with what
Yeah.
the original thing was,
Okay.
I'm saying by design, we were designed to pregnate as many as women that we possibly can, and there's an unlimited amount of that we can do. Because how many women can I pregnate in 1 year?
Ooh, you can
Oof,
impregnate
I
like
was about to say,
how many times?
however many you want to, really.
However many I
Whatever
want
you,
to,
yeah. I
however
mean,
long I
that's
can
true.
stay strong, however
That's
long I
true.
can stay strong, and
As
however
long
many
as your
times I
men
can
are
shoot it.
straight. Yep, that's true.
Right. And however many times I can shoot it. So just from a biological point, we were just designed that. But what you're trying to understand is why do men if they got pussy here, why do they want more and more and more? And the
Correct.
simple thing is because we're conquerors and we have a very extremely high sex drive, which women don't understand. Y'all don't understand it because women do have a high sex drive. I'm not saying that they don't, but your sex drive, think about the time when you're your horniest. And you ain't got to tell us, Vanita, and y'all don't put that out there. I don't want these
I got
men
you.
saying I
I didn't utter a word, sir,
okay,
but thank you.
but think about when you're at your horniest point
Mm-hmm.
at in a month. When think about when you're at your horniest point, right?
Okay.
You got that feeling in your head right now?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
Okay,
I
okay.
don't right now, but I know what you're talking about. Like usually it's before or after our monthly. Most women.
Okay. No, but I'm not saying if you got the feeling right now. I'm saying you got
So
the feeling in your head, but you know that feeling.
yes, yes.
Because if you got it
Hmm.
right now, we're gonna have to cut the cameras. We're gonna have to cut this
I
off.
was
We're gonna
about
have
to
to handle
say,
that.
listen,
We're gonna
I
have to
don't
take
need to
care
be
of
on
that.
this call. Listen,
Yeah. I'm like, fellas,
I'm
y'all,
gonna
y'all
opt
know
out of
how
this
fine.
call at this point.
I'm like, fellas, y'all know how fine she is. I'm like, if you got that feeling right now, I need to let me go and crank up this truck. I'll be right there in a minute. But let's get back on track here now. This is for the
Okay.
people. All right, let's
Okay.
Let's get my horny thoughts out of the
We are
equation.
live. We are
Well,
live.
Tanika, she started. She talking about
She started it.
anyway.
Got
Anyway,
you.
so
Okay.
okay, you got that you got that horny feeling in your head right now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, imagine having that every day, every hour, on the day, from the time that you get that feeling, the puberty and stuff, up until you die. That's what men experience. We experience that feeling all the time. We can't turn it off. We wake up. If you ever heard y'all have boys, y'all have kids or y'all brothers
I
I,
or
have a daughter, but no boys.
okay, so if y'all had boys, they would tell you, I wake up in the morning and Lil Johnson is there. He's ready to go. You
I've
see
heard
a
that many
woman,
a
you can
time.
see a woman, and he gets erect, and he's like, whoa, like we're literally check. I'm. This is no lie. I was in the Navy, and we were in a meeting, and I was bored out my mind, and my mind went somewhere, and then all of a sudden I got erect, and I was like, whoa, what the heck is going on, right? Like I'm saying it that way to say it's uncontrollable. So for women, for y'all to not y'all don't understand is because you don't have that feeling. Your tool doesn't operate the same way that ours do. And when they say it has a mind of its own, I really do believe like it does because like I could get erect and I'm not even really seeing like I'm not looking at a beautiful woman per se to say only I'm only getting wrecked at beautiful women. That's not no. The wind can blow a
So you're
certain way.
saying you can't necessarily pinpoint exactly what takes you guys there. It just tends to
happen.
happen.
It just
Yeah,
happened.
and it's kind of to get you to really get it. Think about when a female dog is in heat, right? All the other male dogs can smell it and they go crazy. They gotta get to it. If you know anything about dogs, and I've bred dogs, when that when that when that bitch is in heat,
Yeah.
all the studs they gotta get to it, and they will do whatever they need to get to it. Now, we as humans, we got a little bit more control over that. However, it's the same concept. Like so, like constantly it doesn't stop, and it's not something we can shut off and on. And so when women say, "Well, y'all just want to be dogs, y'all just want to just fuck everything you get," yes, yes. What? So why are you complaining about it? The thing you have, the thing with women, which y'all have to not have to. What we really want y'all to is just to understand it. And then if you can understand it and say, I know this is what you got going on, but let's talk about this and see where I fit at in this equation. You got me, and y'all women think every woman think that y'all
And
pussy
I
is gold.
think no, and I don't think that a lot of women think that they pussy is gold because y'all clearly have shown us over and over that that's not the case because y'all go off to somebody else. So I don't think that they think they pussy is gold.
Think
The
mine
problem is the conversation.
is golden.
The conversation is not being had like what you were just talking about, Dev, which is where the issues coming in. We may not be in so much conflict if more sit down, understanding conversation and mediums would happen on it.
I agree. I agree. And this is
But
why I say to men, we have to we have to be more honest with you women. Because see this whole thing that we have going on, it's crazy because men
Agreed.
we're trying we're like this division that we have, it shouldn't exist. We should be coming together and
Hmm.
men should be bold enough regardless of like the fear of being rejected. It's just going to happen. So you go through 100 no's, but if you get that one, it's worth it. You forget about the 100 no's.
I went to
And
Tennessee.
then something else that's interesting to me is I've heard men say they're looking for us to approach them, but even in us approaching them, you get the same outcome. It ain't like the outcome is anything different. So it's
You're
like,
saying men you've heard men say they want women to approach them.
mm-hmm, yes, I have. Yep.
Those are men that have no game.
Mm, okay, got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
They don't have game.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and I think the biggest thing with women on whether you meet a man in Publix and this is gonna be a question I'm about to ask you. Meeting in Publix or you meet a man online, what is it about men in this day and time where they don't it seems like men are not really wanting not all men, but a big majority are not really trying to settle down. Do you feel like it's
That's true.
past hurt? Is all the choices? Is he looking for a dream girl? Why do you think there's such a hesitancy for men to settle down? Which in turn is the frustration that you're reading in these female profiles.
Mm-hmm.
They start dating these men they meet on these profiles, and it either stops, the men pull back, or it never gets to a level of commitment, it seems. And it seems to be happening. And this is, I have a pretty big crew of friends, right? Female friends. And it's kind of all the same story. Like, I've had one friend, two, to get married um, out of let's just say I got 15 close girlfriends. Two got off the one, two off the market, one through me, well through God, that's through me and God. But no, everybody else is saying that men are not wanting to solidify anything. It's just like casual or friends with benefits or just sex. But I would think at this big age that we over 40 at this point. We tilting to the other
We're
side of life.
latter
Do
end.
men not want to
Mm-hmm.
share life with anybody? TV?
Mm, Okay, great question. Great question. And to that, men do want to share life with women. With that, we none of us were born or designed to do life alone. So it's not that men don't want to do life with you. However, I think what you're getting at is why men are not wanting to commit and maybe do marriage. Is that what you're getting at? Why aren't they want to do
It
marriage?
doesn't even have to be marriage. We can even say just some kind of commitment, some kind of
Just regular girlfriend,
yeah,
boyfriend.
girlfriend,
So
boyfriend
life
type
partner.
stuff. They're
Okay,
not
life.
even getting that far.
Yeah.
Yes.
So life partner, a life partner.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Not involve the government. Yes.
okay. There
Because
we
the
go. That's
government
part
plays
of the
a whole
answer.
different world.
Yes. So
We
that's
all
what I
know
was going to
that.
get at. So I honestly believe that us men, more men, we do want a committed relationship. We do want to do with a life partner. The fear and why we don't do it so much is because it's not in our favor. There's no benefit to us, especially when we if we add marriage and we're talking about marriage. But men will do it if we're just talking about life partners and there's an agreement that hey, whatever we build and we do that together. Um, I don't like going in any relationship thinking about well, if this doesn't work out, what's going to happen? If it doesn't work out, it just doesn't work out, and we can if we've built some things, then we can talk about how to evenly split that, whatever, right? And most men, if it's talked about and agreed upon, we don't really mind giving you women what we feel you deserve, which is going to be more than what we're probably going to get. So if I say what men feel like you deserve, some women may look at well, he may think I don't deserve anything. Well, that's not. We're talking about a not so good man. But if we're talking about a good man, a good woman, and y'all were doing life, you want to do life together, if something happens, the split. That's what most people minds are. And so guys are looking at that and saying, well, where's the benefit to me to enter into this long-term relationship? Because one, women, y'all say, I only want to be the only one. I'm going to be the only woman that you're going to sleep with for the rest of your life. Well, that doesn't that's not in our favor because of what I just told you guys, the way we're designed, the way that we're built, the feelings that we have. Now, I'm not saying that women should be going out here and say, "Oh, well, it's okay for you to go sleep with multiple women and be okay with it." You're never going to be okay with it. What I think most of us men, I speak for myself, I just want you to understand what it is that I'm feeling. And if I could be honest with you, if I say, Vanita, Kanika, we're going into, I don't know, Vanita, you might not like me. Kanika, I'm gonna use you. Kanika, we're gonna go into a relationship. I mean to dismiss you, Vanita.
You're good.
Kanika,
You're
you and I
good.
are going into a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Right. And if I'm being honest with you and I say, Kanika, you know what, I'm really into you. I have a whole lot of feelings for you and things, right? But I'm gonna be honest with you. You're probably not gonna be the only woman that I'm gonna be involved with, right?
Yes.
Um, One, I think if we did that, so then I pose a question for you, like, so how do you feel about that? Would you be okay with it, or could you accept that if we're gonna go into a relationship? I think most women would probably say, you know what, I can respect that you would be honest with me and upfront with me with that,
Absolutely.
They
and
would.
give you all the choice. I've had a lot of
Absolutely.
women tell me they
And
respect me
believe it
for
or
giving them.
not, a lot of women would probably tell their guy, okay, they would probably welcome in this day and age a female in the bedroom.
Especially a man like you who's like,
So
don't
it's like, just tell the truth.
don't take
Just tell the
offense.
truth on what it is.
Don't take offense to it, but probably you could get along. You could get away with it because you're tall and got finances and so
Let me
you
see.
probably
You too. Boy, oh boy. Okay.
you probably could. We was probably like, okay, So yeah, if men were just more straightforward, like you, they
But
would have. Go ahead, B.
the flip side to that though, Dev, because that does make sense. And you're absolutely, I agree with you on what you're saying on that. But in order to get those perks, you need to come in the door with some perks. Because what Kanika is really saying right now, yes, it will work with you because she's saying you have the finances, the look, the height, you have all the check marks.
I'm
Yes.
Satan. I'm Satan.
A
Vanita,
lot of
did you know this? Vanita, have you heard this
yes.
before? I'm
Okay, let me hear.
Satan. I'm gonna tell you
You
why I'm
say,
Satan. You know why I'm Satan?
Okay, why?
Because women have put out here. This
Okay.
is what women are putting out here. A lot of women. You can look it up. Women are putting out here. They want the 666 man. We know what 666 is, right? In the whole biblical thing. 666 is the
I don't
sign
know
of the
about
sign of the. Okay, it's the
the
sign of the devil.
devil or whatever, right? Yeah.
But but
Okay.
but
I
for
know.
women, the 666 is they want a man that is 6 feet tall, that makes six
That's true.
figures,
That's
and
true.
either has six pack or 6 inches. One of
yes,
the two. They're taking either one of those. So if they want the 666 man, then you want Satan. I got horns.
you got
So are we saying that the 666 man will not want a commitment with
that's
a
a good
woman?
question. That's a
The
very good
the the
question.
666 man, it's not that he doesn't want it. The
Okay.
666 man, he has more options. And
That's
so
very
a
true.
man a man is only going to be as faithful as his options.
Mm.
Ooh, so Chris Rock was telling the truth, huh?
Well, ladies,
Chris,
drop y'all hype standard. Come out of the 666.
this is
Ladies,
probably the most
come out of the
honest conversation
666.
a man has ever had on this show.
I did
What was
to
that?
save yourself, ladies. Come out of the 666 criteria. At least drop y'all height is what I would advise then, because yeah, that didn't sound favorable for you guys for women. Yeah, it
It's
didn't
not
sound
because
favorable.
first of all, the average height of a man is 5'8".
It is.
Okay, so that right there
It's
puts you
between
in the
5'8" and 5'9" when
five
you
eight
look
five
at yeah.
nine. Okay, it
Hmm.
ain't 6 feet. If you
It's
say
not. You're
if you
absolutely
say
right. It's not.
if you say 5'8" or 5'9", you got 5'10",
You
5'11",
do.
6 feet.
You do.
So you got a whole three other
You do.
weight height of men that you're passing on.
That is absolutely
Yeah,
correct. You're right. They are.
Okay,
You're right.
how many men? No, look, how many people in the country make six figures, if we had to put a percentage on it, how many
Probably
people?
less than 15%. It's
Yeah,
not a
something
lot.
15%.
like that.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
it's
about right. It's about
Yeah.
less than
15 to
20.
20%.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, it's not
Six
many at
figures.
all.
But that's six figures. Most of these women are not just saying, I want a guy that makes $100,000. They're like, I want a man that makes 600,000. You mean to tell me you want a man that makes $500,000 or more? That he's in your criteria. So okay, how many people actually make that kind of money?
that's
It's
right.
it's a small percentage.
That's true.
Then if you break it down to how many men or black men, you get an even smaller percentage. So now you've just cleared out
Okay.
all of the men that you want. Like they're
Well,
not
let's come
available.
off the six and go to down to just 100,000 a year. They don't even make that.
Well, if
They're
you
not
even if
even
you go
at
to a
that
hundred,
point.
yeah, right. You still it's still hard to get a man that makes $100,000.
That's
Most
true.
men are averaging under $60,000.
Yes,
That's
So
true.
that is true.
y'all are going after these men. I'm not trying to boost myself up, but I just to bring the point. Like if you want to come after me, if I'm making six figures, I'm 6'3". I weigh 230 pounds, lady. So 6'3", 230. I'm putting it on you.
God,
Anyway, uh, right,
Okay.
and we're not gonna talk about the Lil Johnson or I'm working back on my belly and stuff. But okay, all right, I'm still 6'6".
yes,
Just say that.
Okay.
You coming after me, like Kanika said, I have options.
do.
So for your expectation for me for you to believe that I'm only just going to be talking to you, you're not being realistic
Yeah,
and you're not being
That's
fair to
true.
me. Now, if you give me the choice, I just like I'm giving you the choice. Do you want to engage yourself with someone like me? Or what's wrong with the guy who's an average guy who makes 50, $60,000, who will work his tail off and love you like no other and make sure that you're taking care and provided? Why aren't you women going after those men?
Well, some of that issue is, Dev, is women will take them in. The problem is when those men get in the house, and I'm not saying everybody, but we know several that have taken those in. And
But
when
but
they
when
have
they,
taken
I'm sorry,
those,
Vanita, but when they've
go ahead.
taken those men, that you hear things like, "Oh, girl, I had to settle. I don't want to have to settle, and I'm just
We
waiting
have
for a better."
friends that they love their dirty draws, Dev. Real talk. We know several of them
And
that
and
did.
I'm glad for the
The
and
issue
let's clap for those
was
women.
most definitely, most definitely. But the issue was is the men start feeling away or uh running off rhetoric saying I should be the man of the house. And it's like, what are we talking about? Why are we even talking a man of the house either way it goes? Like, what are we talking about? You want to be ownership of what when I'm making the bread? Or it's, well, the man of the house needs to lead you. Okay, where are you leading me to exactly?
Are you trying to say that his pockets don't negate him being the leader of the relationship? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much.
Oh, okay. Is that
So
how
a
is
man,
that how you feel?
Uh, at times, like the problem is they want to be the leader of the house, but where are you leading me to if you're not making, if you haven't shown me that you can maintain your own self and hold your own self down, but yet we're combining together and every single time a big decision needs to be made, you want me to go off of what you said and you're not taking my idea into account? How, where are we going? What are we doing here? Because clearly
can
I've shown you that I've made more financial decisions than you have. So what are we doing now? Mind you, the women didn't have a problem with the input of what he was saying, but when we're coming to the table, whose finances are going for, especially because we're talking day and age of nobody wants to get married, of course.
So you're saying basically, Vanita, that in order to be the boss in the leader in the house, your pockets need to equal boss status. Is that what you're
That's
saying?
what I feel. Yes, that
Okay.
is what I feel.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead, DV.
okay, then Vanita, then you're gonna be the boss of your own house without a man.
Woo!
And that could be the case. That
But
could,
that's
well,
not
that
what you.
was the case with
But
those
Vanita,
ladies. That was
but
the
okay,
case with those
okay,
ladies.
okay, we talk about those ladies, but majority of the women who say stuff like that, they're
Hmm.
single, dying alone, and it's because of that mentality. Because what I'm hearing is
Is
this
it
man
bad
can
to
wait.
be single and die alone? Because a lot of our grandparents have. So is
But
that really a
No,
bad thing?
a lot of
but
our
do
grandparents,
women
no, our
want?
grandparents didn't
But
die
women
alone.
are don't want it to though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Women are the ones complaining about not being in a relationship. Men ain't complaining about that.
I mean,
we're
that's
not
true.
complaining.
They're not. Men are not complaining
That's
that
true.
this
We're
is
not.
women.
That's
Yeah,
true.
we're
They
not.
are. Women are the ones that's saying that they want the relationship. We are more so addressing them. So I guess in those cases, the women are just saying they okay with being by themselves, which they are saying that online a lot now too, that they good with being alone.
Because like Dv say, the just on numbers alone, it's unrealistic. Just the numbers, not what you're saying, not what
Yeah.
you're saying. Because I only date men or deal with men at this juncture at 46 who are, even if it's just a sex thing, who I know if something were to happen to me or us, that he could financially hold it down.
And
That
that's a big question too. I'm sure women are asking that too. So if she was making the majority of the money and he was not making any money, something happens to her, then what happens?
But
He
no,
just
okay, let's.
leaves?
But
Does he
Vanita,
leave?
let's clear something though. Let's clear because
Okay, go ahead.
when you say that a man is not making money, so as if the woman has been carrying the whole relationship
A lot of
financially, that's
times
a
they
whole.
have.
Well,
They
okay,
have.
but that's a whole different category. If
Okay.
a man who
Okay.
can't bring anything to the table, I don't care if he was making $30,000. If a man can't bring that to the table, then he's a useless man, and you shouldn't be in that relationship with that man.
Real talk. I
So,
agree, but this is what's happening in the streets
but
nowadays.
no, Vanita, that's not real. That's not realistically. That's
Maybe
not what's
not in
happening.
your world,
and
Dev, but
he's
it
saying
there
that
is happening in the
he's
it is
saying that
happening in the world.
the reality is most men are at least making 30. It's very few men who are at this age. Let's take age because age
You
makes
saying I was about to say, are we talking age? Okay, so we're gonna stick with
so,
our age group.
yeah, we
Okay.
say over
Okay, but
35.
yeah,
Okay.
because most of the women who are saying stuff like this are in our age group.
Yes.
These are the women who are saying this because so to say that a man is not doing to say that because a man is not making just as much money as you, he can't lead you. I'm saying you're not the right woman because you shouldn't be following a man because he doesn't because he makes more money than you. If that man
But
no, when we're saying he has to make at least the same amount or more money than you before you will listen to him, before he can make decisions, because this is what you said. What I'm
well, I'm
saying is,
saying I'm looking at his life and what he's doing. So if his
what,
bank account, what does he look like? What is he doing with his life?
but if his skill set only allows him to get a job that pays him 40, $50,000, are you
Okay.
blaming him for? You're saying his bank account, but his bank account is based off of what
I'm not
value he
saying
brings
his
to the
bank.
workplace.
I'm also talking about their thought process because once they find out that a woman is making more than them, they feel less than. Again, they want to lead the household. But it's what are you showing me that you're leading the household? Because
So are
you
you
feel a
are you
kind of way and I'm taking your idea, but you're not listening to what I'm saying, or we're not coming to a medium because you want me to do exactly what you want me to do.
that has nothing to do with finances though. We could take finances off the table.
Well,
Financially,
I'm
if a man
saying I'm saying finances because say I was the one that was making 30 and the gentleman was making more than that, then he would have no problem with leading and he would say, well, I'm making this amount. You're only making this. I've shown you that I can do this. So what's the problem? But when it's flipped the other way, they don't want to hear that.
no, that's not the majority. That's a small percentage of what you just said. That's
That's a
the
lot more than you think it
the
is.
no, it's not. The
It is.
stats
How are you going to tell
okay,
me what when
Vanita.
I'm on this side, Dev? We live in
No,
this
what
world of what
I
it is. So,
I I get it from a woman's perspective. I understand what you're saying, but the
okay.
reality is though that most men will take care of a household regardless of his financial situation. We could take the Hispanic, Mexican,
Oh, if we switching races, then that's
but
a
no,
different
no,
story.
no, no. But I have to show, I have to say this to show
No,
you the
I mean I'm
equivalence.
not mad that you moving. I'm just saying when you move race, it's a different ball game. Because yes, if you're talking about the Asian race or the Hispanic race, their men play totally different.
So then you're saying
They
that
most definitely do.
black women have a unrealistic expectation of what men do and what they should be doing in the household before they will follow them.
What do you? No, I'm not understanding. Somehow,
One more time, Dave.
Okay, so then you're saying, if you're saying we can't switch race because the Asians and the Mexicans and all these other different culture of people, they have a
hmm
whole different game, and
Yeah.
the men across the
hmm
board have the same game. It's no different. Y'all think it is, but it's no different. Women have the different. So then we come back to the black women. So then you're saying then black women have a unrealistic expectations of what men should be doing and what they do in the house before you can follow that man. Because you said, because
on
let me
the
go back.
Hispanic side, majority of the Hispanic men, a lot of them make and hold down the household, and the women are taking care of the kids. So what
So why
I'm
is that different
confused.
in any other culture? That's the way it's always supposed to be in design.
But the black women are not, it's not like we're moving into the house of where the man is and he's taking care of it. But that is happening on the Hispanic side. That is
No, okay,
happening in
So
the
you're
Asian
that's
side.
saying that basically what you're saying is other races of men hold down the household. They take care of their women. With black women, we're either the breadwinners or we're 50-50. Both people are contributing. Where other races,
That's
the
what
man
I feel.
is more of the financial
That's
lead
what I
in the
feel.
home.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I feel.
That's why their women are more likely to allow them. Because I'm saying this also, I hear men they come on the show online saying black women have a problem with submission, and then black women are coming back saying, "Well, y'all don't take care of things the way other races of men do," and usually it's a financial slant to that. They're not saying they're not doing. It's more of a fine. He
yes.
takes care of, allows me to chill. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
Okay.
in those worlds, those men, the women can work or they don't have to work a lot of times. And the women are moving into their space or they may get a house together, whatever the case may be, a space together. But on
Mhm.
our side, that's not the case.
Okay. I got two things I want to say about that. Okay. One, it shouldn't be based off of how much money a man makes. If you make more than your man, so Vanita, you and I are in a relationship, right?
Okay.
Now I'm in a relationship. I like you now. Okay, so we're talking about money.
Okay.
So let's say, all right, I only make $40,000.
Okay.
But I'm a truck driver. Truck drivers make more than this, but
I got what you're
I'm only
saying.
making
I get
forty
where you're
thousand,
going.
right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're making $60,000. We're in
Okay.
a house together, right?
Okay. hmm
You mean to tell me I can't lead you because I'll make $40,000, you make sixty
I'm not
thousand
saying
dollars?
that. Nope,
Okay,
I'm not
that's
saying that.
so I wanted to get that clear first. Okay,
Yeah,
so
no, I'm not
then,
saying
so if we come home and
that.
there's a financial decision that need to be made between you and
Mhm,
I.
mhm,
Are you saying that I still can't lead you in this financial decision because you
mhm.
make more money than me?
No, I'm not. I'm saying we can
Okay.
both sit down at the table and have a conversation regarding it and come to a medium on it.
Okay. But if it's something that I want, that I'm saying, I see this and I think this is the best course of action, and I can give you all of the reasons why, right? And you
Mhm,
want to do something else,
mhm,
and you can give me all the reasons why you want to do it this way, and your reason is good, my reason is good. Who's going
mhm.
to win out? Who's going to win out?
It depends on what. If are we dispersing money in this situation?
We got to do it's a financial decision that we got to make.
So it would be. It's a lot of variables for me that would go into it. It would be. Where are we taking from somewhere else? Where are we taking from? Um, this decision that you have made, or what other evidence have I seen that you have done in your life that has been positive decisions that you have made on financial decisions. Not to say
Okay.
making money, we're not saying that, but I'm saying we've all had major financial decisions, whether it was purchasing a car, purchasing a house, whatever the case may be. Because again, we plan with our age group for the most part, correct? That's
Yeah.
that's what we're doing. So
Right.
I need to see that you have made those type of decisions. And as long as I trust you, because it that goes into play too, I may go ahead and take on what you're saying and let's see how it works
Okay.
out.
So because I would say to women, if you get into a relationship and you don't know about a guy's what he's doing financially before you get in a relationship with him, then I say
Hmm.
poor judgment on you.
Now I agree with you on that because you do need to
So
vet one another. So you're right.
right.
I
So
agree.
let's just say w- you and I we went into this. You know I'm responsible. I'm good. I just make $40,000. That's my cap. That's all the money I'm gonna make for the rest of my life is $40,000. But I've been responsible with the money that I have. Right. I'm not in debt and anything like that. We can still take care of the household. I can
We
still
still in a relationship. We still in a relationship, right?
yeah. We still in a relationship. You still
Okay.
love me. You still
Oh,
love me.
okay. Well, with what you just
You
said for me, I'm like, my intent in my life is to continuously evolve financial wise, spiritual wise, emotional wise, everything,
why
communication
can't you do
wise.
that?
So I want you to be in a space that you're looking to evolve your life as well. So 40 should never just be your cap for the rest of your life.
What I'm saying is, okay,
That's my
can
perception.
can you dictate how much money you're gonna make a year? You
I
personally, can you
cannot.
dictate?
I
Okay,
can't.
so all I'm saying is you fell in love, you got involved in a relationship with a man whose
Okay.
his cap is $40,000. He got no control over it. His skill
Currently,
sets, the job market. If I gave you a crystal ball and said the man of your dreams,
I don't look at it like
follow
that.
me.
I look
No,
further
follow
down
me.
the
Follow me.
line.
No, follow
Go
me.
ahead.
Follow me.
Okay.
I
Okay.
give
Go
you a
ahead.
crystal ball. Somebody gives you a crystal
Okay.
ball, and they say,
Okay.
Vanita, the man of your dreams. This is the man of your dreams. Here he is in this body right here, and he's got all this. He gonna love you and all this. He'll be faithful to you and all this kind of stuff. But you ain't gonna worry about it. But his income is never going to exceed $40,000. You mean to tell me you're gonna pass on that man because
Possibly so. If I feel like he's not in a
all
space
right,
that he wants to evolve up.
that
Yes.
no, no, what okay, it's not the space that he wants to be in. Life has said, his job has said, his
Life has
career, his
changed.
listen, no, okay,
Life
Vanita,
has
listen, I need you to
changed.
I need you to listen to me what I'm saying. You're because right now you're creating a fantasy but you're not listening to
And
what I'm
maybe
saying.
so. Maybe
So
so.
okay,
But what I
so
know is I'm not the same person that I was last year. I wasn't
it has
making the
not
same money
Vanita,
I was making last
Vanita,
year.
okay, Vanita,
Therefore, I
that's
feel like we should all evolve up.
Vanita, good. I'm glad. Congratulations. That's not what I'm talking about. Listen. I'm
Okay.
not trying to dismiss you. Listen to what I'm saying. I need you to just listen.
No,
What
I'm
I'm saying
listening.
though, okay, what I'm saying though to you though, is this man, he is a hardworking man. It's just
Okay.
his income is never going to exceed $40,000, no matter what he does. He can go start a business. He can go start a janitorial business. He can go own his own trucking company. But his income is only going to be $40,000. That's
And
his
my
cap.
answer would be the same to you, sir.
You would leave him. You would not want to be in. You wouldn't want to do life with this man because
My answer
his.
would be the same, sir. Well, I would have vetted him ahead of time. And if I felt like he
No,
wasn't
I'm
going
saying
to evolve up, then
you got a
I
crystal
wouldn't have
ball
gone
before you
into
got
it.
into it. Okay, okay, yeah. And so and I could appreciate your honesty in it. And I'm going to say this is why men don't want to get in committed relationships, and this is why
It could be
most
the
women are
case.
single because you guys can't look at the man. You can't look at the man past his income.
That this is the number one complaint as far as men saying why they just kind of use women for sex. This is what I'm
This
reading
is why.
across the board. Men are saying, well, they only care
Across
about
the board
and
in our
also
community or every
All no,
community.
all communities, because one we could say just the black community because the dynamics of this doesn't necessarily work in other communities. So when black women talk bad about black men
Why
going to
doesn't it?
white women, because of what we just talked about, you can't look past what this man makes in terms of leading you. You can't be
So
led
do
by a
white
man.
women, Asian women, do you perceive that white women and Asian women look past what their men make?
Yes, they do, but they also position themselves early in their lives to get the choice man before he becomes that choice man.
That's deep.
Now
It's
I can agree with you on that because they tend to go to college and they meet in college a lot
Yes.
of times.
So where
So
black
I
women are
agree on
taught to
that.
go to college, black women are taught go to college, get that piece of paper, become this independent, strong, independent boss woman, boss bitch, whatever they say. Get your bag. Don't worry about a man. Don't depend on a man.
So
You
are we
don't need a
saying
man.
that black men aren't taught to go to college?
Listen. So listen to what
It's
I'm
a
saying.
question. Is that a question?
It's a
That's a
question I can
question.
answer, but it's a
Okay.
question I can answer. But before you inject that, listen to what I'm saying. This is what
Okay.
most black women are taught. Y'all are taught to go to school, get your degree so you can get your job, get your bag, be strong, independent. You don't need a man. Forget a man. A man can't do anything for you. This is
Who's
what
teaching
listen.
that?
Okay, we can't say
I'm just
exactly.
asking who's teaching that.
This
Because
is
you're
across
saying
the
that's what
board.
we're being taught. So
Yes,
who's
because
teaching it?
the number of women, the number of black women that are educated that have degrees is the highest amongst all the races.
Okay.
So these black women are going to college. They're pushed to go to college, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay.
From their parents, from every like and society. Society is saying to black women, y'all go to school, get these degrees so you can get these jobs and these positions that you so want. And they're cutting the men out of it because now men are going to college less and they have less degrees, so they're not getting the same jobs that women are going for in this. So wait, but listen to me.
Okay.
What I'm
Okay.
saying though
I'm not
is,
gonna say nothing.
so
Go ahead.
so black women, this is what is being pushed into the black community. So versus Asian, all other women, they're taught to go to college. Yes, you want to get your degree, you want to get your education, but you also want to find your man, you want to find your future husband at the same time. And preferably find your husband that's it's because think about it this way. Women who go to be attorneys, they're not necessarily majority of them not necessarily going to become attorneys so they can be boss chicks. They're going to be attorneys because they're going to, that's a male dominated field. They're going to hopefully meet their future husband that's in the same field. They're going to come together. They're going to marry. They're both attorneys. They both make a substantial amount of money. But if you give that woman the option to work as an attorney or be at home and still have the same income, she's going to say, I'd rather be at home. I have the husband who can take care of us. She got him in college. It doesn't work that way with black women. Y'all are
So
too
you
busy
just said
saying
that
they're
black
still busy
men,
saying
you just said that black women have been pushed and taught to go to college and leave the black man behind. Who's teaching us this? And why aren't the black
show
men
me.
being taught to go to college too?
It's not that black men are not being taught to college. It's just it's not promoted to us as beneficial, because even if a black man go to college, right? You and another black man go to college. Y'all get the same degree. The way jobs are set up now, they incentivize women, and they will give the jobs more to women than a man in this, especially like you talk about administrative jobs, like no hands-on jobs, no construction jobs, none of the structural jobs, the backbone jobs,
So
these
nothing
hard-working
that
jobs.
requires your brain to be used like that, but more so your
You could
hands.
you could say
Manual labor. Is that what you're saying?
manual labor is not being
Okay.
promoted to women like that, like it is for men. Okay, and the truth of the matter is, men do better in manual labor, hands-on. Not to say they don't have the intelligence; they do have the
Okay.
intelligence.
Okay.
But we use the intelligence along with our hand power. Okay, women are promoted to just only use your intelligence. Not saying that women are not capable of using their hands, but you're taught and promoted and even uh, uh, pushed up to use only your intelligence. So these jobs are being offered to you all, and paying you. They're paying these particular salaries, but they will give it. They would rather give it to a woman first. This whole affirmative action and all these other things are in place to benefit women, especially black women, because it's designed for you to not need the black man. The black man is now being removed from the house because of what you just said. He's
Who
not in the,
benefits
wait,
from
listen,
that? Who
black,
benefits from that?
the whole powers that put that into place.
How do they benefit from that? Because
Okay,
the powers that put it in place like money. They
who
like money
do
more than
who
anything.
politi- who do yes, because if you
They
look at
like money more than anything. So
if you look at
if a
retail,
black man can give money the exact same way, degree wise and everything else, like the black woman, why wouldn't the powers to be want them in place as well? Because the powers that be want money. Green
no,
dollar
so
bill is what matters to them.
not only do they want money, but they want power and dominance. And in order to have that, you cannot have a powerful, dominant black man. So what you do is you look at the retail space and the political space. Who do they target most?
I
Women.
mean, retail place always target
Women.
women.
And what type of
We the
women
ones
do they
going
want?
to buy stuff. That's why we the ones spending the
Why?
money to buy
Yes.
stuff. But
Yes.
y'all won't. Y'all won't. So
No,
they
it's not
cater
that we
to
want,
what's good.
Vanita.
It's about the money.
No,
Yes,
okay,
Dev.
Vanita,
But
it's
you,
Yes.
it's not
but,
just
Uh-huh.
about the
Yes,
money.
Dev.
but he has
It
It's
a
is
not.
about the money.
but he
It
has a
is
It
about
is about
money.
the money, but it's not
hold on,
just about the
V.
money.
But hold on, V. He's right
I'm listening.
about that power thing. They don't want them to have that kind of.
So due to that, if that is the case, why not go get that degree to get above them? Because they're not being stopped from going to get a degree.
You can go get the degree, but the degree doesn't get you the job.
Mm.
You can
If
there's tons
enough
of
of
people
y'all
that
get in there, I know at least 6 in my company right now that's CEOs and VPs. And if black
uh,
men came in and held a degree down on that table, they'll be about it. But that's not who's coming through HR. That's not what we're getting through HR.
I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. The few doesn't make is that's the exception to the rule. So the exceptions don't make the rule. What I'm saying
But
though is
the exception only is an exception because the majority isn't doing it. So if the majority changes the dialect, no different than what we're talking about regarding dating, it can change.
that's not true. Men,
If you perceive so, I perceive it can be. But okay.
black men do want to go to college. They are going to college. They just don't have any incentives. Why would I spend 4 years and several hundred thousands of dollars going to a school and get a piece of paper and I can't work? I can't provide for my family. I can't
But
take
how
care
do
of
you
it.
know that if you haven't tried it?
What do you mean?
If enough of them, how, what black men, can we please line up the black men that said they did it and it didn't happen?
You're
Where are
There's
the black men? Where's the evidence where they have gone and got the degrees and went into these jobs and they were turned down left and right? Where are the men that are working labor jobs that have degrees that's not in corporate America? Where are they? Where's
those
the
men
paper? Where's the
okay, so
evidence?
okay, those are the men that exist that are making this $100,000 or more that most women look over.
So
If
you're
mm,
when I
saying they're
listen,
making a
listen, listen.
$100,000 or more?
Prime ex-
Well, Dev,
yes.
let me say mine.
Okay.
Hold on.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So are you saying that the ones that are have degrees that they're not getting the jobs or they are getting the jobs? Let me get
No,
that clear because I'm
I'm saying
confused on that.
you said where are the men that have the degrees that are working these jobs? These
That
yes.
are working
And
the
so
labor jobs because you're
the work
saying that they are getting degrees but they can't. Why would you spend 4 years to get a degree and once they get a degree they can't get the job? But where is the evidence to back that has gone on a lot? Where are the men that did get the degrees and they can't get into the job? Where are they?
okay. Those are specialty jobs. Those are specialty. You go to school for those specialties. The men that are going into that are getting these jobs and they're moving into these fields. That's what I said. These are the men that are labor intensive, that are working the backbone, the structure of America and building the roads and these skyscrapers and all this stuff, right? They're the ones, and
That
they're
so wait a
making them.
minute. You're saying those are the ones with the degrees? They do have a degree or they don't?
So they can, but because you can't be an engineer, you can't be a structural engineer without a degree.
Right.
That's true. Okay, that's true.
Okay, but if you want to be an administrator and you get a degree, you're not necessarily getting a job.
Are you sure about that? Where are the ones that have is what
I,
I'm saying. Where
okay,
are the
okay.
men with the
Just say
degrees, with the bachelor degrees or the master degrees? We'll say in administrator, we'll say even in sales. We'll say those two fields. Where are those men at that have went to a job and that job has said, oh no, I'm going to take Tim, or I'm going to take whoever, the woman, the white woman, the black man, whoever it may be. Okay, I'll take me or take Vanita, whichever case it may be. Where are the men that have this piece of paper, did do the 4 years, and they did not get the job? Where are those individuals at?
so
Because the engineers, like you just said, they got the degree. So majority of the time, if they went for an engineer degree, they're in that field. So you're absolutely right on that. But you're saying there's ones that have went to school for administrative stuff and they didn't get the job, but they have the degree. I don't.
No, that's what I'm saying is, these men are less likely to get the job when there's a woman in place.
How do you know that?
That's been a study. That's been
several. It's a study. You look at the labor. You look at the jobs. You look at the jobs hiring, the labor, and all that. They show overwhelmingly women, and then they could even break it down. Black women who have degrees are getting more of these jobs than black men with the same level of degree.
Because
not to say that they don't get it, it's just women are getting it more than the men.
And they say that's because black women are less threatening.
Yes.
Threatening.
Yes. I'm glad you said
confrontational, quote unquote.
Confrontational.
Less threatening.
Okay, so even if we say less threatening, where do we perceive that they're getting that dialect from?
That women are less threatening?
Yes.
Because
therefore, if we're less threatening, then they're referring to that the black men are threatening. So where is that dialect coming from?
They perceive that. And they do. Yes. And now the question is, your question really is, why do they perceive DV and his brethren as threatening?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Where are they getting that dialect from? Where is it coming from?
This is what we talk. I'm just gonna say it. This is kind of like the white man's ultimate fear. Their ultimate fear is that black people will overtake them, and so what they have to do is control. They have to control or eliminate the black man. For prime example, when I was heavily involved in real estate with a lot of people, right? And I go in these settings, I'm probably one of few black men. So you take my stature, I'm 6'3". I'm not a small guy, right? Now I have to go in and I have to make myself smaller, less intimidating to these other people because of their just perception of me.
Is it just by your look, or is it because, unfortunately, our brethren within the community have done many things? Well, are we sure that's not where it's coming from? Because there is a white man that is your height, your weight, and all those things that's in the communities as well.
He's less intimidating. That man is going to be less intimidating because that's how they perceive them. If you had a white woman walking down the street, and me and another guy the same height and all this kind of stuff, who do you really think she's going to be more intimidated by?
Well, she's a white woman, so of course she's going to go to her side.
An Asian woman.
She's still going to go to her side.
No, an Asian woman, black man, white man. Who's she going to be more intimidated
She's still going
to
go to the white guy. She's still going to go to the white guy.
Okay, she's going to be less intimidated by the white guy.
Yes.
Why is that?
Great question. Again, I go back to the community as a whole. You may not, Dev, be moving in a particular type of manner, but there are a large number of black men within the community that don't act like you act. that don't have the calm, intelligent demeanor that can have a conversation with someone. You're not the one that's walking around with your pants halfway down your butt. Like you're not that guy.
Those men are not in the settings that I'm talking about. Those men are not in the setting that I just said I walked
But
in.
unfortunately, because of it does have to do with our skin color. Because of our skin color, they're going to group all y'all together. They just are.
So yes, but Vanita, and I get and what you said exists. I'm not saying that that does not exist, and that we don't contribute to what is being we're being portrayed. However,
Okay.
that's it. I mean, we go to Trayvon Martin. The little kid is wearing a hoodie, and that's intimidating to a grown ass man. That's because they've been programmed to say that we're animals, we're violent, and all this kind of stuff. And the truth of the matter is,
unfortunately, maybe not Trayvon Martin, but there has been some young men that have done something which is portraying that. Not to say that what the grown person did was right. That was completely wrong. You should not do that.
But we don't.
But unfortunately,
but society doesn't
do
that in the reverse with white boys who go shoot up schools. We don't do that in the reverse. We don't say they're intimidated, they're violent, and all this kind of stuff. We just don't. Across any race, they just don't do that.
Well, unfortunately, they control the media, so you're going to get what you're going to get based off of that.
Right. So to go back to what you're saying is, this is why they don't want the black man, me, to be in the position that we were talking about. So they will offer it to women. This is just the truth. So they offer it to women because y'all are less threatening, right? And they can control you more. They can put things in place that you guys will get in line, because women, and then women across the board, but we're talking about black women. Black women will be more loyal and dedicated to their jobs than their own man at home.
So many black men have said those exact words he just said.
And I get that, and a lot are saying that, but let's get the degrees and then play with I got the degree, so what the heck? We're not doing that. Instead, we're going we're running the streets instead.
Yeah, but
we're coming out running the streets.
The degree doesn't give you the power, though, Vanita. The degree is nice. It's nice because
it'll get you through the door. Because again, how did we get through the door as black women? How did we get through the door?
No, the degree will get you to the door. The degree will get you to the door. That's not what gets you hired, right? Because you can have the same degree as somebody else in another race, and you not
it's all based off of who knows it.
You can have all the same qualifications, maybe even more qualification. But when they hear the name Vanita or Kanika, they don't care that you got a master's degree. If they hear Sarah, Rebecca, or Karen,
that's a fact.
They hear somebody Devi, they hear my name. Who is it? Devi, Devi, Divide. What is it? They don't know. But then they got other factors. They got to see me, and I walk in there. I'm intimidating. I just walked in. Hell, I'm intimidating to people in my own community, not from a bad standpoint. I'm just when you get somebody that's tall like that, they're just intimidating. If Shaq walked in the room,
maybe I don't understand because I'm not tall. Maybe that's what it is. I don't get it because I'm not tall.
You're a little shrimp. You don't know, Vanita.
I am. I'm only 5'6" around this camp, so y'all definitely got me big time. You and Kanika.
You say 5'6"? You 5'6"?
Yeah, I'm 5'6".
You're taller than the average woman, so.
I mean, I guess I've never looked at the average on women. I know it's something 4'9", 4'8", whatever.
Your problem is, Vanita. Your problem is you
now you're gonna tell me what my problem is. Oh, okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
I'm not saying this in a joking way, but your problem is, because you be trying to deal with them 6'6" brothers.
She do.
And I actually don't. I do not have to have 6 feet tall. How many times have I told you that now? 6'6"? The 2 6s?
The 2 6s.
Possibly.
Oh, the 2.
Yeah. The 2 6s possibly, but height wise, nah. I can come down if I need to.
So fellas, y'all here. Hey, you ain't gotta have your height game together, but you gotta have that bank account and that.
Well, you gotta be over my height. Let's not get it twisted. I don't like to go beyond about 5'10" ish. If you promoting me right now, if that's what you're doing, I can go down to about 5'10". Do I prefer prefer taller? Yes, I do, but I will come
So,
down to
so
5'10".
Kanika,
Some of my exes
Kanika,
are.
Yes.
Kanika, let's do a podcast where we only bring in men who are 5'10" that make six figures. They got either a six pack or 6 inches, and then
They ain't even
we let
gotta
Vanita weed
fully
them out.
make six figures, but you need to be close. You need to be
You need to be
trying to
close.
I was
elevate
about to
yourself up. I'll put it that way.
I was about to ask you, Vanita, because he asked a question of you that I thought was
Okay.
pretty deep.
What is it?
The answer was pretty deep. He said, "You're the perfect man." It was the God-given man,
Man.
like perfect. Couldn't y'all match? It's the male version of you, like perfect.
Okay.
But the only thing was he made $40,000 a year. You wouldn't take him?
As long as I feel like he's going to progress up at some point. We're not staying
He's
at 40
not.
forever.
He's no. That's the look.
Hold on,
Hey,
Dev. Kanika, this is what you asking. Are you saying the same thing? He ain't gonna never progress up? Because that's what Dev is saying. I'm asking you, is that what you asking me too?
I'm saying is you don't know. Let's
no,
say
you do know. You do know. The crystal
See,
ball
he's
says.
saying standing on
Listen.
you do know. If I don't know, then there's nothing. I want the intention to move up and elevate
so,
up, and we're not in the same space.
so let's flip it. Let's flip it.
Okay.
30% of what he got 30% of what you like. Let me give you an example.
No,
He
he's got 80%. He's got eighty
Okay,
percent.
well let's say 60. He got 60% of what you like, right? Because 80 is
Okay.
still pretty big. Let's just say he got 60% of what you like, but he is 5'6", or he might
I've
have
played in 5'6",
might
so I've
have
played
like
in that realm.
He
he
only is
not
going to make for. Let's make it simple. Let's just keep it simple, like what I'm saying, because
okay.
I'm
He
saying
wants to
right
stay
now.
at. They don't want to make no more than 40,000 a year.
No,
That's what you're
no, I
saying,
didn't
right?
say that. No, I said
That
it's
is
not that
what you
he.
said. You
No,
said he's staying
listen.
at 40,000.
No, you just said he wants to stay. I didn't say he wants to stay. His skill set, whatever it is, the job, whatever it is, his plot in life is he's only going to make $40,000.
And
He's
I
not
don't
going to make
believe
any
that there's
more.
a way to be capped at that. I don't believe
Yeah,
that there's a way to be
okay.
capped at
For
that.
one, Vanita, this is a
It's
scenario.
just
What I'm simply saying, this man has 80% of what you're looking for in a
what are
man.
y'all looking for me to say yes? Is that what y'all looking for
No,
me to
no,
say?
I'm just looking for
I'm
your real answer,
confused.
and you gave it. I'm looking for your real answer. You gave it.
Yeah,
And I
so
said,
Kanika's revisiting it. So I was trying to let her revisit it, Dev, so we can see where she's going on that realm.
I was gonna flip it and say he made the 100,000. He got the
Okay.
money, but
Okay.
he only got 40% of what you like, meaning
yes.
your look. You
I can
like
come down off her looks.
you, huh?
As long the looks for me is what's attractive to me, and it ain't always just the visual. It's more that goes into it than just a
She
visual.
don't
He
like.
only
She don't
got
like this.
40% of that, but he got the money. Would you take the opposite? You take the
Yeah,
flip.
that's what I just said.
What?
Yeah, that
The
part is not
money,
a problem.
that's deep. So you would
That's
take
deep
less of what you want for the finances.
for the money.
The finances to me is a whole mindset for all individuals
That's
across the
deep.
board for
That's
me.
deep.
That's my perception. I feel like when unfortunately in the society and community that we live in, when they're not financially good in their own mind and they perceive whoever they're with is doing better than them, that has been my experience as well, that they feel a kind of a way. Now, when the man is making more, even if it's a smidget, whatever that may be, his attitude and his movement is different. It's more confident.
And
That is what I
so
perceive.
Kanika, I don't know how much time we got left, but if we do, we have time.
We got about 21 minutes.
Okay. So here's a question for you, Vanita, because you say if the man makes it, it's financial security. What it sounds like for you,
Yes.
right? It's
Yes.
financial security. Okay.
Yeah.
So so then let's take it. You get this man that's make $100,000 or more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you willing to share him with other women though?
If I have to.
Okay, so you're willing to share him with other women. You're
We
not
can
going to be
have a
his only woman.
conversation on those topics. We can have
No,
a
okay,
conversation
okay,
on those topics.
okay. One, you're probably not going to dictate if you have a conversation or not. He's going to tell you, I'm going to have other women.
And if he came to me with that, then depending on who he is, I may say yes, I may say
Well,
no.
well,
It
right now,
depends on the
right now,
individual for me right
well,
now.
well, right now,
Well,
we're
you're
just
not giving
saying,
me an example of anybody, and if we're saying you, that's not gonna work for me
No,
because
no,
we.
no, no, no,
So
no, no, no. Okay, okay. So, in other words, you take a unfaithful $100,000 making man over a
they,
faithful
but
$40,000.
if they're making $100,000 cheating, and where we are right now in our community, at 30 they cheating.
But
So
let's just say the $40,000 man wasn't cheating. He was kind of like men, in my family. They don't, they really into their wives.
mhm, okay,
You've seen it. They were
no,
yeah,
like
we
I
don't, we
got
them.
what
don't.
you're talking about.
They were like them, but they only made.
If they were like them, then I'll take it.
Okay, well then you take them then.
If they
That's
were
what I
like the
said,
men you're referring to, they'll take it. But
Vanita.
there
Vanita,
how it's not that many of them.
Vanita, that's what I said. I said the man of your dreams.
He did.
Whatever you could design
What
this.
is?
Listen,
But y'all did not. Go
We
ahead.
I said
said
it. I said it. I said the man of your dreams. This is the man you of your dreams. This everything that you wanted in a man. The only exception is he's only gonna make $40,000. You have Eve complex.
what's that?
What
What's
is
that?
that? Yeah, I don't know what that
Eve
is.
complex is God said, look over the world. Everything that you can see, you can have, except for this one tree. Don't eat of this tree, but everything
Oh,
else you can
well
have.
then possibly so. I didn't eat the
And
tree. Is
that's
that
why
what you're
we're in this
trying to
situation.
say?
And that's why
I ate the seed.
we're in
Okay,
this situation. And that's why
okay,
we're in this situation that
got
all
you,
human beings
got
live
you,
because you are
got you.
Eve. Because
Okay.
God said you can
Well,
have
I guess it's a
everything.
whole bunch of us Eves out here. But did Eve get married? Did she get
Uh,
married?
she was married when she was created.
Oh, see, I don't know the Bible
She
thing,
didn't
so
get
that's why I had
married.
to ask
She
the
didn't get
question.
married.
Did did did,
Yeah,
did she
but
get married?
she was married when she was created to him because in the
Oh,
word
okay.
it said to Adam, it said Adam, you listened to your wife, which was a problem because God was chastising him. He said, because you listened to your wife, you're now going to have to work all the days of your life. So thank you,
I
women.
don't
Y'all
know
got us men out
nothing
here
that
working
means,
hard.
but okay.
so,
I don't,
so
I don't
yeah,
give nothing
it,
that means, but okay.
it seems to me that DV, your sentiment is the reason why so many of us Black women are single is because we have unrealistic financial expectations. Am I correct?
That is the lead
Okay.
cause. That's the lead thing
That's what
because
men are
that's what we're
saying.
hearing. Yes.
But again, my question would be, why aren't men able to make the same? Because the
He's
degrees
saying
are out there. I
he's
get it. Y'all feel like they're gonna stop you at the door.
yes. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
okay.
Not feel.
I don't.
Not feel.
Not
This
feel.
has been studied. This is
Real.
reality, and
I get it,
I
but
see.
how many degrees? How many degrees are they studying off of that
Okay,
black men
okay, Vanita.
have the
Vanita,
degrees?
let's take degrees off the
We
table.
like get the damn degree.
Vanita, yeah, damn the degree. Because I'm gonna tell you, Vanita, my household was $380,000. Ask me
Okay,
how many
You
degrees.
got a
Listen, my
girlfriend.
household was $380,000,
stupid.
right?
He
My
already told
ex-wife,
you he did, ma'am. So
You
he
got a
already told you he had two, three of them. Clearly, he said it. He said it.
what?
He said him. Remember, he patted his chest and everything. He said him. So yeah. Well,
but
go
my
ahead.
point is, I wasn't saying that to brag about. What my point is, though, and my ex-wife, she was making 40,000. So let's just say, is it safe that we could live off of $340,000, right?
Yeah.
Very,
Comfortably.
very
Ask,
comfortable.
Yeah, very comfortably. Yeah.
ask me how many degrees that I have to my name. Ask
Okay.
me.
So then you did probably none. I'm assuming you about to say none.
I have
Correct?
not one.
Mm.
Not one. Yes, sir. But listen to this, Dev. So you have not one degree, correct? but you was able to pull off making how much? Did you just say? How much did you just say?
$300,000.
If I don't
So you
if I
were
don't
able
include
to
her,
make that without the degree, and you were still able to pull it off. So again, why aren't more able to do the exact same thing that you did,
no,
sir?
they are doing it. What I'm saying, they
Are
are
they?
doing it. Listen,
If they
listen.
were doing it, Dev, then we wouldn't be having a conversation, would we not be?
No,
We
we
wouldn't even
are
be
having
having
it.
this conversation.
Vanita,
If
I
they
can lie.
were, if they were in your financial stack, because we started on early on, correct? Saying that only so many, what did we say? 15%? Well, was that the 600
Yeah,
Well,
thousand or
we said across
okay.
the board. Not even 15% of the population makes that kind of
the
money.
entire population.
The entire population. Not, forget black, white,
Okay,
whatever.
so then, okay, so let's talk percentage wise within the Black community. What is it at?
You're like in like the 3 or 4% of society. That's
Not
pretty
even.
good.
3 to 4% of society based off of what she's saying. So why can't it be
Probably less than
more
that.
than 3 to 4%? Because, sir, you have proven that it can be done without a degree. You proved
Vanita,
it alone.
you're missing
Now
what
I'm
we're
missing
saying,
a
Vanita.
point. Okay.
No, I'm saying no. You're missing what we're saying. I didn't say about a point. You're missing what we're saying. What we're
Okay.
saying is the number of people that are available that make that kind of money is a small percentage. But then when you take it to the black community and men, it's even smaller. So not to say that these men are not making the money, but even if you find the men that making the money like that, making the money, they don't even have to make that kind of money like what I just said. Because there's men making more. There's black men who making more than that.
I get
What I'm
what you're
saying
saying
though,
on relationship wise, but I'm going back to Dev, just the drive. Clearly you had a drive to get where you are. Why don't more have the drive? Because clearly it's possible to do
it's not
it
drive.
because
It's
you've
not
done it.
drive.
Then
It's
what
not
is it?
drive.
What is
Because
it
you got
then?
men, you got people out here, you got men, we're gonna stick with men and black men in particular, that have a ton of drive. They have a lot of ambition. They're not lazy. They're going out and doing whatever you got black men right now that are driving for Uber just so they can make sure that the family is fed. They will work their tail off and then still go and pursue a side business or something so they can get to a level where they can take care of the family. They're not chasing the $100,000, the two, the three, the half a million, millions of dollars. They're just saying, I need to do what I need to do so those two kids and that woman I love is taken care of. And what I'm saying is, not enough black women are looking at those men and saying, that's the man I want. That man is going to love me. He's going to only be with me. He's going to take care of me and my
We
kids,
probably
and we're
don't
going to
have
be
the height,
good.
real talk. It's probably more so the height than the
But
money.
see, the height,
I'm serious. It's probably more
you
so
saying
the
the
height
height?
than the money.
No,
Yes, the height.
So what I'm getting,
I
what I'm
think
getting from
it's
you,
the
Vanita,
money.
is
It's
what
the
I'm getting
You
money.
from
think it
you.
is the
Oh,
money?
Yeah,
for
Okay.
sure.
and what I'm getting from you, and what I get from a lot of black women, because we started this off about the dating apps, what we're seeing, and this is why more women are single, because men, we cannot live up to the expectations that women have, no matter what it is. It's either the height, it's either the money, it's always something. It's never enough, and this is why I say
Do you
women have
perceive
Eve
that the
complex.
women can live up to y'all expectations? Do y'all perceive that we're living up to y'all
Okay,
expectations?
what do you think a man's expectation of a woman is?
Y'all wanting
What
them
do
to
you
look a
know it to be?
particular kind of way. Yeah, you want them to
Okay,
look beautiful and you want them to have this shape. And thank God, whomever he was, because I'm sure
shape.
it was a man that created the BBLs, BBWs, and the whatever that we can get them.
Plastic surgery.
Thank you. Plastic surgery, whomever he, because I'm sure it was a man that created it.
I'm
Hmm.
sure it was a
There
white
now
man.
more women can get it, but
Okay, so what do you
and
think that
as you stated earlier too, there's a lot of big people on big women on the
Dating
women's
it.
side and the men's side. Yeah, on the dating app.
Mhm.
So
Okay,
what
so what do you think that the typical man is looking for? Describe that woman,
a whole
and black woman.
a
She's looking
What
whole
is that?
for
How is
appearance.
that
It's my
describing
physical
the
appearance.
woman appearance? How is that describing the woman?
because I don't know that y'all really be looking. You look for our look. You want the beautiful chick, whatever beauty is to you. Whether personally, I think it is in between a size 10 and a size maybe not a 4 because y'all like a little butt. So between a 10 and a 8, if you will, somewhere around there,
I'm a
maybe
10.
a 6.
Let me ask
Thanks,
you,
Nika.
Vanita,
A 10 to
do
a
you
6. That's what y'all really want. Now y'all will settle for other, all the way down to the big women. But if you have the money
No.
like Dab has, if you got the money like Dab has, X, he is not taking the big women.
Oh,
He got a criteria, god dog it. And those
you
that have the money that he has, that's the thing.
but
They
he
want that 10 to that size. I'll
I don't
say
want no
6.
10. Oh, you saying size? You saying
I'm
don't
saying
dress
size wise,
size?
yeah.
Size.
Say dress size. That's what I
Okay.
was talking about. Yeah, dress
Okay.
size.
Okay.
Yeah. Y'all want that
Well, you know what?
size 10
I'm gonna
to
tell
that
you
6.
something
I'm
you
just
said in there. I
asking.
can't argue. There's something you said in there. I can't argue. Cause I'm like,
Which
I ain't settled
was?
for no big woman.
See?
I ain't doing no big girls.
So that's the money. So there you go. Most
It ain't got
men,
nothing to
and
do with the money.
that's sad because no, I'm saying your criteria as far as do you perceive, let me ask you this, and you may, because you seem like a confident man, if you did not make the money that you made and you were a $40,000 man, would you still not date the big girl?
I still wouldn't.
Okay, so he has
Yeah.
his,
It- I
somehow
wouldn't.
they criteria is
I've
where they
never been
know.
interested in like, cause I'm just saying, I ain't always been in here, but as coming up, like I ain't had no issues
Got
getting
you. So
women.
that's where you have a look too. So I get that. But there is a lot
She
that
just said
will
I was
get with
handsome.
a
She
woman.
just said I was handsome.
You
She
are.
now she
Got you.
liking me now. She liking me a
Lord
little
have
bit.
mercy.
She liking me a little
So,
bit.
you getting in there, you working your way
I'm
in. That's what
hey,
you said
I'm
there.
working
You
my
working on
way in.
it. I
I'm working
understand. I
on it.
understand. I
I'm about to
understand.
go do some push-ups, work on these pecs a little bit more.
I got you.
Woo!
Got you. Got you.
Vanita
But
like me a little bit.
again, Dev, there is, if the men made what you're making, because you made a statement earlier saying that men are being Uber drivers because he loves her and he's going to take care of her and those kids. If they came from Uber driving to making what Dev is making, would they still be with her? Because we didn't seen it where that's not the
Be with
case.
who? Could we still be with who?
Would he still be with the wife and the kids that he quote unquote loves so much?
I think
What's
yeah,
wrong with
most
you?
men are not
You think he
leaving
would?
men are not leaving relationships and marriages. Men are not that the stats show that. You look
Yeah.
at the divorce rate, the
Hmm.
women are leaving these relationships. Women initiate
Okay.
70 to
That's
80% of the
divorce.
divorces.
That's
No,
divorce.
no,
I'm not
they
even talking divorce. Let's talk
okay,
regular relationships
if we
because,
talk relationship, it's 90%.
okay,
If we talk relationships purely, the relationships includes divorce, partnerships, and what is it if if you're in a state and y'all been together so long, is that
Domestic.
same
considered
state,
Domestic.
domestic,
same
yeah,
like whatever,
yeah,
like
yeah.
relationships? So women are leaving 90% of the time
Why do y'all think that they're leaving?
because you can't be satisfied. You just proved it.
Ooh.
So y'all perceive that women can't be
No,
satisfied.
it's not that what we perceive. That's the facts.
Mm.
That's what you
That
by your
women
own
can't be
admission.
satisfied. Okay.
Listen, Vanita, I'm just saying, by your own admission, you're unsatisfied. You can't even get with a
Okay.
guy. You can't even get with your dream man. You can't get with the man that God sent down. He says he has all these things except for this one thing. He's only gonna make $40,000.
Maybe it's a
You
case
can't
I
be
don't want a
satisfied.
relationship. Maybe it was a case I
No,
don't
it's
want a
no. You want
relationship.
okay. Now she don't want a relationship. No, what you're
I just
saying is
asked a question. You talking a lot of hypotheticals across the
no.
board. So
You
I'm
so
saying
because Vanita, you're not being genuine in that. You always changing the
now
goalposts.
I'm
And what we're
not
saying,
changing. Okay. Go
yes,
ahead,
you are
Dev.
because
Go
what we
ahead.
said
You got
is
the answer. You got the answer, sir. You got it.
no. You don't
You
But
like what
got
I'm
it.
saying. You don't
the,
like what
the,
you don't like
You
what I'm
got
saying.
it.
the issue is Vanita's coming from a this is just like women. Women are we are very in a perfect world. This is how it should be. That's
Yeah,
where she's coming
But that's
from.
not what it's looking
Men,
like.
men are this is what it is. You
that's what
see,
it is.
the reality is the reality is men. probably the average man probably won't make over 60,000. That's the reality.
Okay, and we got that.
The what will you? She's a like most women, but you can. But men are saying, but we don't. So that's the issue. It's like
But we don't. Not that you can't. You choose not to. It's a choice.
No. I even said
Okay.
it. It's not that the
Okay.
man don't want to make more. It's not possible. It's not possible for
Okay.
him to do it more. It's not
and
that
that's
he don't want it. It's not that he don't have the drive. It's not that he don't dream of making 60, 75,000, $100,000. His plot in life is he's got all the right qualities to be a good man to a woman. He only makes $40,000. That is what it is. And you're saying, well, he has to have more ambition and stuff. And I'm saying it has nothing to do with ambition. His plot in life, God says, boom, this is who you are. You're only gonna make $40,000.
That's not reality.
That is reality.
and again, it's that he can, and you're like, but the circumstance, and I think what Vanita doesn't factor in, and a lot of women don't factor in, and I get it, because we've seen, we've seen like you, men succeed. So it's like, well, if you can do it, why can't they do it? But
Dev is not special. There's other men that have too. So that's why I say that.
Yeah, we have
Go
to
ahead.
take this point, Vanita. We do have to take
Go
into
ahead.
account life circumstances, right? We have to take into
Okay, I can do things happen, most definitely.
yeah, like
You lose your job, you can't health wise, something goes down.
not just that. Not just that.
Okay, go ahead.
You probably are going to have to fight through more things in your mind to get to $100,000. Let's just say you didn't have any parents. You were wasting the foster care system. Not saying they can't. Not saying they can't.
Okay.
But someone whose parents are both doctors.
Okay.
Right? Who do you think has a better chance? If both my parents are doctors, right?
Okay. You would have a better chance if both of your parents are doctors and the other one doesn't. But it does not mean it cannot happen. You're talking to a person that wasn't raised by their mother or their father. So
and you've had, and I'm glad you used that. You've had to overcome
a lot
in your
mind. Still working on a lot of things.
But it's taking you time. We take us all
definitely.
To overcome that, right?
Most definitely.
You got a lot of spiritual knowledge,
that's true. That has been blessed upon me, most definitely.
Into a place. Because remember, you and I had this $40,000 conversation.
Yeah, we have. We've had this conversation. Money has been talked about several different times, several different shows, privately and everything.
But it wasn't until we had this conversation about salary when I started,
that I even thought of it myself. So you're absolutely right.
That's my point.
You're absolutely right.
I came in and said, at my job, Vanita, the average salary is probably about $70,000 a year.
Yeah,
right?
You did.
That's just on the
low level. Yeah, it was on the lower level.
Yeah, people, right?
Yeah, that's true. This was our conversation. Yep.
And I said, people are sitting around waiting for tax checks every February. When I see tax checks every
day, constantly.
People, my colleagues, they're making bank, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, the mindset of a lot of people and it's not that they don't want to, it's just that something, whether it's a person, a circumstance, hasn't changed. So probably if you and I hadn't had that conversation saying, most people shortchange, they still thinking that, you probably still would thinking that's the normal, but you had somebody come in and do. So
And
that's
I'm not saying, what I'm saying is it's a lot of women that are having the conversation. It's not like it's not being said. It's being said to men, and they don't want to budge out of that space.
but what
So
is the
my question is, why don't you want to evolve up more than anything? Why don't you want to try harder?
And then I
That's
keep going
my
back to
thought
this,
on it.
but I keep going back. It's not that a man doesn't want to, because here's my real question: is if if what the man wants to do better, he just is either incapable of doing it, whatever the case may be. My question to women is this: what's wrong with that man? Why don't you want to be with that man, knowing that that man is doing his best to take care of you? He can make sure you're safe. You're never going to feel unsafe. Well, listen to me. You're
Okay.
never not going to feel unsafe around him. He's going to treat you like a queen. When he's your king, he's going to be treat you like a queen. He's going to make sure the kids are good. Like all these things. He's a respectable man. Like what's wrong with this man other than he doesn't
uh-oh. Okay, go
You
ahead.
pulled it back in.
he doesn't make extravagant amounts of money. What's wrong with that man?
There's nothing wrong with that, man. I think at the end of the day, everybody wants what they want, unfortunately. Women want them to make money. They want the 666, as you said, and I'm gonna use that too, Dad, because I ain't even thought about it like that. But so the women want the 666, and men are not getting, or don't, they talk about sex, and that's pretty much it. They don't even talk about relationships. So it seems as though we're just constantly going to stay at an impasse with one another.
No, well
It's,
the
it,
difference is
Because that's,
though,
and
what
there
what
is women, just FYI, there is women that don't have a problem with these men making 30, 40,000, and they are pulling them in, but men are still acting crazy. So it's not like everybody across
what
the
is it that men are
board.
acting crazy about? What when you say men
Well,
are acting crazy?
when I say acting crazy, it's really not acting crazy. It's acting y'all norm, but to women, it's acting crazy. It goes back to what you said initially when it's we got this sperm, and this sperm is going in us, and we need to hit
cheating.
this, this,
What's
this,
up,
this,
bro?
and this, and this.
Crazy
Cheating at the
energy.
end of the day.
You know
So they
what's
like you
interesting,
making
Kanika?
30,000, and then you running around town with this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Like what the heck? And then you spending money on her, because in order for you to hit her, you probably got to spend some money. So you taking money out of the household to hit her on top of that. So
Okay, we don't have time for me to respond to that part.
We can
okay,
we gonna revisit that right there on another show.
Okay, yes, I want to revisit that one. My goodness. Whew.
I know. So we're actually approaching the 2 hour
two
mark.
hour mark.
And
Yeah,
this has been a very insightful show. You are probably one of the most honest men that has ever graced this panel.
I
And
would agree with that. I
appreciate,
would agree with that actually.
yes, one of the most insightful, honest guests I have ever had. And I really appreciate you not holding that. I'm gonna have a man's panel soon, probably within the next 3 or so weeks, and I want you to join with other men so we can chop it up about these types of things. Because you don't hold back, like you're not trying to sugarcoat it for the female audience. You're just keeping it real, and I appreciate that. I
Well, I
really do.
appreciate you ladies having me. I appreciate Anita, you starting to like me a little bit. Working on it. I can be persistent and stuff. No,
We
I know
gonna go round and round,
we're
but
gonna go
I
round and
do
round.
appreciate you though.
Yeah,
I do appreciate
I
everything you're saying.
appreciate you too, my lady. I appreciate you too, because here's
Definitely.
the one thing, right? We don't have to always agree. We can respect each other's point of view and all that kind of
Most
stuff. And I
definitely.
felt nothing but love from you. That even though we may not saw completely eye to eye, because we agreed on some
Yeah.
things, we didn't see
Yeah.
completely eye to eye on some things. I'm more right than you are. But anyway, that's neither here nor. But
In
I
your
do appreciate.
mind. I get
Yeah,
it.
I do appreciate you, my lady. Though much love to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you, and we appreciate everybody who's tuned in. Again, like I said, this has been one of the most insightful shows. I want to continue this conversation with him and other men on a future show because those 2 hours went by fast, but it was because
It actually did.
it did. It really
Yeah.
did.
It
And
really
because
did.
I don't want to hold anybody up, but yeah, I want to continue this conversation, bring on other men and a couple of other women so that we can try to, the goal is to try to get an understanding of one another so that we can start back coming together because I think ultimately all of us want to be able, whether it's marriage, just companionship, friendship, we all want to interact with each other, but we have to come to some sort of medium, some sort of compromise. Both men and women. So I hope
Agreed.
these type of conversations can kind of, help bridge that gap because it is a major gap between, particularly in our community between the men and the women. So if I can assist in bridging that gap, using my platform as it grows into, I you know, thank you, Lord, for sure. Because I want us to all, ultimately, I do want us to all love each other. I don't want us to all always be fighting and bickering like we always are.
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
Now, I kind of add because I will turn up on Facebook, but I be telling the truth though, and it's not just, I try to be fair, and not just always defend women because we're not perfect. We have some things we need to work on, like just having random kids all the time. That's a big thing,
Boy, we don't want to go into that one because I can go into that hard. I can
big
go into that
thing
hard.
that we women in this community need to work on. But I try to be fair, from both perspectives, because we all have room to grow. We all have room to change a little bit. So.
We'll
But
talk.
again, thank you, Devi. You are amazing. You are amazing. Thank you so much. And I will definitely ask you back. I'll let you know, because I know you be busy working and traveling. So I'll make sure that you're
Got to
available.
keep that money coming so Vanita be happy.
Right.
I'm not playing with you, DV. No, sir.
Yes, yes. Thank you for everybody who tuned in. If you're watching the playback, thank you as always. We do this show on Wednesday around 6 o'clock. We'll be happy if you could join us. If you don't mind subscribing, liking the video so that we can be thrown into the algorithm and get some eyes on this show. YouTube is a huge place, billions of channels. So
It is.
it's not as easy to get into the algorithm, but I know in God's timing, it'll do what it's supposed to do. But thank you all again. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
Wednesday. You
Happy
know,
Valentine's to all the ladies.
thank you, dear.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank
babe.
you.
Make sure you ladies throw on the lingerie, take the bonnets off, and have
Yes,
you
ladies. Take the bonnets off, get in something sexy.
Please.
Make that man want to get you more jewelry. Hey, take the bonnets off.
There
absolutely.
you go.
Absolutely. So thank you all and have a good night. Did hold on just a second. Hold on.